Hi, so in this video, we're going to do a little more SEO and a little more working with WordPress. So the website we have right now is educationcalgary.com, and we're already logged in. So the first thing we're going to do is just have a quick look at the site. Okay, and basically it's the default template, and it has a few blog posts, but there's no title or description to the website, and at the bottom there's still the hello world default tag, and then there's the default footer. So we're going to fix some of these things, and this process you're going to use multiple times on the other websites that have this same template. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to posts. We're going to click all posts. We're going to go down and find hello world. So every time you see this in a blog, just delete it. It's just a default blog post that goes into every WordPress. So we're going to click up at top, bulk actions, move to trash, make sure it's checked, or you can just click trash here as well if there's just one to delete, and then click apply. Okay, now that is gone. All right, and the next thing we're going to come down here and click appearance and customize. Okay, now it says here you're customizing my blog using the 2021 theme. So you see things like site identity. So I'll just click here, site identity, just click that. And title, my blog, up here, we're going to put in the Calgary Education blog. Okay, we could call it anything we want. We don't need anything fancy. Okay, and then tagline is optional, but we can turn it on or off. Right, so see how it turns on and off. So right here, so we have the Calgary Education blog. Calgary Calgary learning disabilities, and where we're going to go, Calgary Calgary schools, including learning disability services. Okay, so this could be anything. I just, on the top of my mind, what can we call it? Okay, now the next thing here is called site icon. And what we're going to do is we're going to open Photoshop and create a site icon, 512 pixels by 512 pixels. It's just a JPEG or PNG file, so it doesn't have to be done in Photoshop. Do it any way you like, okay? So I'm just going to open Photoshop. Okay. Do you see these little icons up here? They're called favicons. That's all we're making, okay? So we don't need anything fancy, it's so tiny. But WordPress likes it to be 512 pixels by 512 pixels. Maybe PNG. Save Photoshop, select icon, select files, desktop, edu. Okay, we're not going to do anything else. This is fine. Select. So what we've done now is given it an icon, site title, site tagline. Okay, and this is how the icon is going to appear. That's showing you what's going on. Logo. Well, let's just use the same edu PNG, 512 by 512 as our logo. There we go. That's our logo. Now I have a little logo up top. Okay. Now this is terrible for design because edu, what does it even mean? So it could have been Calgary Education blog or what have you. But for now, we'll just leave that. Okay, we're going to click publish. So the goal here is every time we do something, it's better than it was before. Okay, now the next big step is about pages and posts. Okay, we go back here, menu. Okay, so we have a menu called Education Blog. That's very good. Oops, shouldn't have closed that. Go back to Appearance, Customize. Got the menu, widgets. We don't want that. This is the new WordPress system. I absolutely hate it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to close out of here. Because now we have these 4 posts. If we go to pages, we have sample page and draft. Okay, so let's just delete that sample page. We don't need it. Now let's just look at plugins, see what we have for plugins. Okay, so we have Classic Editor. That's important. I want always delete Hello Dolly and delete the anti-spam. They're unnecessary. So click delete on both of those. Okay, so about right now we should only have Classic Editor and Yoast. Okay. I want to check some things in settings. Good, good. These were the title and tagline that we just added. There's multiple places to do the same thing. Writing, you don't need to do anything here. In reading, never check this, okay? Never, ever, ever. This turns us off to Google. Okay, discussion media, permalinks. Permalinks here is important. Okay, we absolutely do not want this one day and time because we do not want educationcalgary.com/2021/11/16/ post. So if we look over here, okay, how important is education? And we look up here, this is really bad for SEO, all right? So we're not selling 2021, we're not selling 11, we're not selling 13. We're selling information. How important is education? That's all we want. So I'm going to show you something here. So we're going to go back here, post name. We're just going to go here. Always have post name chosen. Save changes. Okay. Let's go back here. I'm going to refresh. Okay. Nothing here is gone. The article's gone, right? But if we go back to the blog, now we click how important is education? There. This is exactly what we want on every website we do. Okay. We don't want the 2021/10/11, anything like that. Okay. Adding photos, that's great. So I'm going to go edit post right here. Okay, so this is the post you had written. And we're going to add a few things that can help SEO. So let's just see here. So we have an introductory paragraph, and it says paragraph. We have an image. Okay, now the benefits. It's heading 2. See that, heading 2. A great foundation for good manners, heading 3. Heading 3. Heading 3. Heading 2. That's fine. Okay, but what we are missing, it's a major issue for SEO. Hit enter here. How important is education? How important is education? We're missing an H1, but some websites will use the title up here as the H1. So let's just do this, okay? Right click, open a new tab. We're going to look at this. So you have how important is education. This came from up here, right? Normally I would put in an H1 tag here, which is the title. And so if we right click, view page source, okay, this is the code that runs the website from the browser sees. I'm going to go Control F, H1. Okay, and there's 5 H1s. That's 1 of 5. It's just code 2, 3. Okay. How important is education? Yes, it is the H1. It's confirmed. It's the H1. Okay, so this is fine. Sometimes though, you will have a blog post. You won't even see this. You have to put it in yourself. And that's very important. Okay, so this looks good. Now let's click on the image. Okay, you can click edit here. Okay, so I'm just going to do that again for you. Okay, click on the image, click the little pencil. And as you'll notice, there is no alternative text. This is important to have something here for SEO. So we can describe the picture or describe what the page is about. Okay, so I'm going to type in how important is education in Calgary? Because something that we have to discuss here that we haven't discussed already is how important is education in Calgary. It's the fact that this is a Calgary website and we need to use the reference of Calgary as much as we can without making it read weird. Okay, so click update. Okay. So how important is education? It's fine. But how many times does the term Calgary show up? So we see Calgary here. So let's do this, okay? Control F, Calgary. Calgary shows up 10 times. So here and here, these aren't a part of this. So I'm looking in the body of the post itself. Just one time. Okay, so what we need is more than one time. Okay, so I'm going to take this out because it's already here. So we have Calgary in the page URL. We have Calgary mentioned here. Where else do we have Calgary? You don't have Calgary. So at least try to get Calgary education mentioned a couple of times in each blog post. That's important. Okay. So I'm just going to click update. So we save the alt tag. All right. And what I see here, do you see the pixelation? And the pixelation here, you can't read this, right? So this photo is over compressed. And it looks good here. Okay, so here's what's going on. The photo looks good here. The photo doesn't look good here because WordPress in our editor has expanded everything by about 100%. So just make sure that when you're looking here, it looks a good quality and you can read the text. You can't actually read that phone number, and that's important. Okay. All right. Okay, how important is education? Calgary education. Okay, the meta description here is severely too long. All right. And you can see here, it's gone orange. It should only be green. Let's back this up. Okay, so you don't want it too long because that'll hurt SEO. Okay, and I click update. Okay, so now we fixed the alt tag here and made sure these weren't too long. All right, so now we're finished updating that. Now let's go to pages. This website has no pages. The privacy policy doesn't count. So we're going to click add new. So every website I want to have an actual home page. So you can either write the content for that, but what I have already prepared is a very long article. Okay, this was something I provided or my client provided. Okay, and it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Okay, so I'm going to grab the first page. I click copy. I go back to our website. I'm going to paste it in. Okay, so just from the copy, we have heading 2. This looks like a heading 3, heading 3. Understanding your kids' learning processes. Okay, H1. Now, there's going to be a problem because I'm going to take this and delete it. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it into an H2. Okay, because up here this is going to become the H1. So I'm going to say Calgary School offers. Now I got to kind of think to myself, what can this be? It's got to be good for marketing. That when people see this page, they're like, oh, I want to read that page. So let me just think here for a second. Understanding your kids' learning process. Calgary School offers most advanced learning. Calgary Children's School offers. Calgary Children's School offers most advanced learning. Okay, and now if you see here, what's our page name going to be? Facebook or WordPress put in a default page 59-2. Absolutely not what we want. So I'm going to click Edit here. I'm going to change that to Calgary Children's School Learning Disabilities, because this page is going to be for one of our clients who specializes in learning disabilities. Calgary Children's School Learning Disabilities. And you notice I have hyphens in between each word, and that's important. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to change this. It's always a work in progress. Calgary offers advanced learning for okay, so now I'm going to take this out. Calgary School offers, because we already have children one time. Calgary School offers advanced learning for children with disabilities. Okay. And I'm going to take the title, go down here, I'm going to back this out, do my own. Look at that, almost perfect length. Okay, and like you had done before, I'm going to take some of this, put it in here. Oh, too long. Understanding kids' learning process. Oh, right, because there wasn't a period here because it's a title, but when I copied it, it stuck it in here. So make sure the grammar reads well. Understanding your kids' learning process. Have you ever wondered why we forget some things and others we do not? Some of us learn well. And the comma too, because it just doesn't look good. Okay. Key phrase, I'm going to leave that alone for now because I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it. I'm going to put here. As you saw, it was a 5-page article, so I'm just going to do this because I'm going to roll out the content updates over time. I'm going to go bold. I'm going to click Publish. Okay, I'm going to click View Page. Calgary Children's School Learning Disabilities. Calgary School offers advanced learning for children with disabilities. Okay, this is just page 1, page 2 coming soon. So this page now is live, but if you notice, we really have no menu other than education blog. We need to fix that because the pages don't show up on the menu. So we're going to go to our dashboard, down to menus. All right. I'm going to click this, add to menu. So now our menu, I'm going to bring it to the top. Now our menu has this page and this page. Now I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to show you something because we got to fix it. It's very bad for user experience. Okay, I'm going to refresh the page. This is a menu item. It's just severely too long, right? Calgary School offers advanced learning. You don't want a page title to be the menu. Like you have here, education blog, and there's pages, long pages underneath. This is just too long for a menu. You never see a menu item this long. So I'm going to go back to to our site, find it, find these tabs, okay. I'm going to click this little down arrow, okay. And let's see, back that up. For children with, okay, I'm just going to call it learning disabilities. Okay, it has to be very short, 1 or 2 words at the most. I gotta click save, go back to here. Okay, so we have education blog, learning disabilities. And as I add pages, they are going to come down to here. And education blog, if you see this education blog, there's no real menu here. How do we fix that? So we go back to our menu, okay, and we go posts, we have categories, education blog. That's the education blog you have here as a category, right? But it doesn't show the pages underneath. So what we can do now till I show in the next update of WordPress tutorial, so we're going to click posts, we're going to click add to menu. We're going to click and drag them in one. Click, drag them in one. Click, drag them in one. Click save. Go back to our blog. I'm going to refresh. See a little plus sign popped here, and here's our little blog articles. Okay, how important is education? Best traits of a teacher to look for. These are kind of long, right? Come back here. Click the down arrow. Basic knowledge about schools in Calgary. Schools in Calgary, that's the title. Click the down arrow. Best traits of a teacher to look for. Best traits of a teacher. How important is education? That's fine. I'm going to click save. Come back to this. I'm going to refresh. There, these are much nicer, right? Okay, so we did some, how do we make the site look better? Some improvements for SEO, improvements for the menu and SEO. Okay, now one more big thing. If I click here, our website still starts off with the blog articles, right? And not the page. I want the page to be the home page. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click dashboard, appearance, customize. Okay, home page settings. This is important. Your latest posts or a static page. We're going to click a static page. The page we're going to click is the new one I just added, right? The big one. Okay. I'm going to click publish. And now, when we go to the home page, click visit site. The big article I wrote is now the home page, but you notice we lost the URL for it. That's okay. When I add the other 4 pages as separate pages that continue this story or this article, they're going to have their own URLs. Okay, we're almost done. All right, now the last thing I want to do is clean up down here. Okay, let's see. I think this is fine as it is. Search is okay to have a search. How important is education? My posts. No comments to show. I like to get rid of this, proudly powered by WordPress. How do we get rid of this? Because I don't want any links going out to other websites unless I decide which links I want them to be. So we go here, and there's nothing in the customize section to get rid of that footer. But let's look around. Theme editor. Okay. Because this is the code that runs the theme. Stay out of here unless I say we're going to go back in and do something, which we might. Background, I'm just going to do a little tour of this. Okay, so the background is a background image. it would actually wreck the website to put an image on this, because you imagine an image behind all the text, you can't read the text. So we'll leave that alone. Yoast SEO, that's a plugin there. All we're looking for is down here, getting rid of this. And sometimes it's difficult to find. Theme editor, we're going to look for footer.php, themefooter.php right here. We're going to click that. Now we got to here, this whole page, by we clicked Appearance, Theme Editor. And then we went over here and clicked Theme Footer. And then we're here. We're going to go Control F, P-O-W-E-R-E-D, Powered. Search for Powered. Powered by WordPress 2021. So all we're going to do, okay, we're going to come in here, select the whole URL between the quotes, not the quotes. I click Delete. I click between the quotes, Delete. And remove the quotes here. Delete. So basically what we have is we've removed the whole URL. I'm going to click Update File. Okay, down at the footer, refresh. So now we have, there's no URL, but we still have powered, proudly powered by, period. So we'll go back. Proudly powered by, with the %s, period. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete the 2021 file update. Refresh. Gone. Completely gone. Okay, and that's the process for getting rid of that footer. Okay, so now what we have is we updated a lot of things, did some SEO work, and one last thing we're going to do is under plugins, click Installed Plugins. Now we only have 2 installed plugins, Yoast and Classic Editor. Now anytime you see this, there's a new version, click Update Now, because sometimes the old versions can be hacked and that sort of a thing. All right, and then once that's updated, we're going to click Add New. All right, and what I want you to look for is WP all-in-one migration. So WP, it's moved pretty fast, but it's all-in-one WP migration. So if you do WP migration in the search, this will come up. So we're going to click Install Now. Click Activate. Okay, and over here now you have all-in-one. Then you're going to click Export. Export to, File, and then it's going to create a backup file of the entire website. So in case something terrible happens like it did to our other website, the Calgary Bookkeeping Services, and we had to start over, this way if something bad happens, we just go to a backup, upload the backup, and we continue. We don't lose any content. All our design work, could you imagine we spend hours and hours designing the site and we have to start over from scratch, like we did with the bookkeeping services. So then click Download. It downloads to your computer. You can click Close. All right, so this kind of thing, maybe every 10 times or 5 times you do updates, do a download or do a backup. Okay, so now we have a backup in there, and let's just see if there's any other things we need to do. Okay, now the next major update is going to be changing the theme to make it less ugly. Okay, and you can put in images here if you like. Okay, and that's it. That's our tutorial. We did a lot of things, 35 minutes. So thank you very much for your patience. I'll probably edit a few things out to get it down a couple minutes, but that's it. Okay, have a great day.